Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Sephora haul update. I did a Sephora haul about 2 months ago now, and I thought I would do an update video to let you guys know what products worked and what products didn't. I have tried out every single product except for two, which are skincare products, but I'm trying out other skincare products that I also did in that haul as well, and that's why I haven't got a chance. But everything else I can give you guys a pretty good review on. There's only one product I didn't bring in here, and that's my Origins cleanser, and that's because I talk about it time and time again. I love it. I mean, I'm using it right now. It's perfect. It's just in my bathroom. But yeah, it's one of my favorite cleansers, so I didn't feel like I need to bring that in here because I talk about it so much. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started with the makeup. And the first thing is the NARS lip tints. I got two shades in this. I got the shade Laguna and Orgasm. I really like both of these. I haven't worn a lot of lip products unless I'm like sitting down filming or I'm sitting down playing with makeup because as you guys know, we're having to wear a mask. To me, it's kind of silly to wear any kind of lip product because it rubs off all over the mask. So I haven't been wearing many of these, but I like to put these on even when I'm around the house because that where they're in oil, I feel like they're very, very hydrating. I do go more towards Orgasm because it's just a really nice everyday color. I do think that this is going to look really beautiful with really nice bronze skin, but again, or haven't been playing with a lot of lip products. I feel like I'm just wearing these around the house, but I do like how they feel. They're not super slippy even though they're in oil, but they're really nice and hydrating, and they do leave just a very nice slight tint. I do really like them, and I don't know if they're necessarily worth the money, but I do like them, but I don't know if I would really necessarily repurchase these when I run out of these. I guess it depends on where we're at right in the world whenever I run out of these, whether I repurchase them or not. All right, next moving on to the primer. This is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. And you guys know I actually talked about how I had the original one, the round one. I still have it, and I like that one. It just doesn't do the best on my skin in like the summertime. I don't like this. And I was really, well, here's the thing. I don't like this with certain foundations. And I actually did a full face of first impression, which I never posted because that video was a disaster. But you put this on and it comes out and it's that same pink color. It has that same scent as the original one. And I do just what I did with the other one. I would just put it where my pores and stuff are a little bit larger, and then I would just blend the excess out. And I tried that in that video with the Shiseido foundation, and these two together are horrible because I didn't like how my skin looked, but I have tried these separately and I do like them. However, I don't like this with any foundation that's like more on the matte side. Like I hate this with my L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation. Hate it with that, but I don't mind this with my Soap and Glory foundation, which is what I've got on today. It's what I wear a lot of times, but I feel like this is just very finicky. I feel like those matte foundations, for some reason, are the ones that are a little more on the matte side. I feel like it doesn't like blend over top of this primer very well, and I'm not sure why, but like the original one, I feel like most of my foundations work with that, but I feel like when I use this, I need to have a more like natural looking foundation, not one that's so matte, because if I do, it's like it just sets weird on top of this. I will continue to use it up and finish it up because I don't want it to waste, but if I have a primer, like I said, that's really finicky like this, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that I'm going to reach for every single day. And this definitely doesn't keep me matte. I think, like I said, it does smooth out my pores and everything, but it doesn't keep me matte, which when I'm looking for a primer, I do like something that does fill in my pores, but also keeps me matte throughout the day because I do have oily skin. And I don't think that this does anything as far as like helping with the oiliness or helping prolong my makeup. I think it's just, like I said, average, and where I do have to work with it and it doesn't work with certain foundations, I won't repurchase this. And like I said, it's way past the return date, so I am going to finish it up because I don't want to waste it. But it's one of those that I'll be like, okay, I want to wear my Soap and Glory foundation today, so I can use that primer, or my Essence foundation, and I can use that primer. Now moving on to the foundation, like I said, when I tried out with that primer, I was like, I wasn't sure, if it was the primer or the foundation. That's why I really don't like doing first impressions. But trying this with my Bobbi Brown primer, which, as you guys know, I love, I really like this. It does, I'd say that this is probably like a medium coverage to buildable coverage. When I did try to build it up on my acne, I didn't feel like it still gave me full coverage, but I do feel like it still gave me decent coverage. Now, the only thing is, like I said, I love how this looks when you first apply it. But when it wears throughout the day, I definitely feel like I start getting oilier quicker than what I would like. And that's even setting my face with translucent powder or setting my face with a powder and using my mattifying primer. I just feel like I start to look pretty oily in my T-zone, on my nose, and places like that. Now, This does rub off on my nose and my chin when I wear my mask, but that happens with any of the foundations I've been wearing. So as far as it being like transfer proof, I can't, it's definitely not, you know what I'm saying? Like it definitely rubs off with my mask, but in all honesty, I haven't found a foundation that when I am wearing my mask, it doesn't come off on my mask. So I know Taylor just uploaded a video, I think it was like last week. I want to watch that, I just haven't had the chance, where it's supposed to be transfer proof. So I actually might watch that and try that out. But I do prime with this, like I said, very well and everything, and I like how it looks, but I do get oily, and I really get oily on my forehead. So I don't think it's where I'm just wearing my mask, but I like this. Oh, but what I like most about this is I do really love the shade. I have the shade 160 Shell, and this to me has like a true neutral undertone. It doesn't lean, you know, a little bit more on one way or the other. So I do like this, and I am going to continue using it. I'm hoping, you know, I'm saying maybe later on down the line, it's looking like it's going to be a while. That I can try this out without, you know, wearing a mask to see how it wears to this part of my face. But I don't really feel like I can give a really good, you know what I'm saying, like review on a foundation right now where I am having to wear a mask. But I do wear this, like I said, just when I'm going to be at the house or around the house or anything like that. And it has been doing really good. This does have a SPF 30 in it as well. So I have really been enjoying that foundation. All right, next is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. And this one is in the shade 2. This was way, way too dark underneath my under eyes. Again, I tried it in the full face of first impression. And like I said, it was just one disaster after the other. And it's not that this was bad, but this looks even darker when it's out of the tube on my under eye. And it just was so, so, so dark. It's so much darker than my actual like face. But I did really like how it looked through underneath my under eye. But I have been having to mix this. I mix it with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the matte one, because the shade I have in that is way too light and this is way too dark. The only thing about that e.l.f. concealer is on its own, it does crease underneath my under eye. So I did still feel like when I mixed this combination, it did still crease right there. But I want to keep this, and I am going to mix it in with other shades. I will probably purchase the shade 1 in this, though, when they do the sale in the fall. But I'm trying to get where I'm not wasting as much makeup and just taking it back, because they do just throw it away. So I'm trying to keep like foundations and things like that and just mix it in to like get my perfect shade. But yeah, I did like how this looked that day on its own, even though it was way too dark. But this mixes really well with that e.l.f. Concealer, and I think it's because that one's so matte. While this one is matte, I still feel like it has like a hydrating aspect to it, so I do like that. I just really want to get a shade that works for me. All right, so next is the brow products. This is by Patrick Ta, and I got the brow wax and then the little show here, and the little spoolie dual-ended brush. So I like this. I activate this with my, show you guys. I really like the packaging. It doesn't get dirty where it's a mirrored packaging, but I activate it with my primer water, and this, I take the spoolie, put it in there, and then I'll brush up my brows and kind of shape them how I want them. And doing that, it really makes it easy to see where you've got sparse areas in your brows, so you can just go in with any kind of pomade or whatever you like and fill in those areas that look a little bit more sparse. And I think it does give a more like natural, fluffy brow. I mean, I still think that you can do like an intense brow with this, but I've been trying to grow my brows out for years, and I still am. This one grows good while this one just struggles. But anyways, I do like both of these. The only thing is though, is like I used to have the NYX wax. I think I've tried e.l.f. wax, and while I think this is good, I do think that there is more affordable options out there. And like I said, it is good, and if you want it, then get it. But I do think that there is more affordable options, and the same thing goes with the brush. I like it, but I do have a lot of these dual-ended brushes with the spoolie and like the little precise little brush, brow brush, and I do like this, but like I said, I do feel like the price is a little bit more on the pricier side, so I do think that you can find a more affordable version, but I do like it. I don't really ever see a day when I'll run out of that wax, because there's a lot of it, but I do like it, and I'm going to continue to use it. Now, I do have two more makeup products. The first is this Abh Norvina palette, and I've used this only about 3 times, and the first time was in that full face of first impressions, and I liked this a lot. So this is the only shade out of this palette I've had trouble out of, and I've tried to use it every time to see if maybe it was just me, if it was just the brush, but every time I feel like this shade right here is just, it's like it's hard to blend out, but it's like when I put more pressure on my brush to see if I can get it to blend out a little bit better, it really starts mixing with every single other color and looking really muddy. But I don't have that issue with any other color or any of the other matte shades in this palette. This shade right here, this is like more of like a chunkier shade, but this one right here, you definitely want to make sure that you've got some kind of tacky base on your eye, because where it is so incredibly like cushiony and almost wet feeling, I feel like if I just put it on my finger and then try to like pat it on my eyes, it just stays stuck to my finger. Whereas if I had like a sticky base, this grabs a hold of the product and it is really, really beautiful. This shade's pretty chunky and there is a lot of fallout from this, but I used this shade right here with this green, this yellow, and this blue. Create a very beautiful look. I do like this palette. I don't necessarily, like I said, when I got this, I was hoping I would reach and play with color a little bit more. And I do, like I said, like this. But it's like I am jumped back into my ABH Sultry palette. I mean, that's not colorful at all, but I've been into like really neutral eyeshadows. And then I've been obsessed with this next palette I'm going to share with you guys. But I like this. This was on sale last time I looked at Sephora. I think it's worth the sale price if you like this color scheme. All right, now this is what I've got on my eyes today. And what I like about Viseart eyeshadows, let me say, is that I've had this makeup on for several hours now, and I just love how it looks. I think Viseart's eyeshadows are very like soft. They create a very soft look, and I love it. And this was the Petit Pro 4 palette. All right, there we go. It finally focused. But it's so incredibly cute and small. And I think that's one of the reasons I've been reaching for, is because it's so little, and I feel like this is just like the perfect palette that if you were going to travel, that you could use. But you guys couldn't see, I've already put some serious like work in on this palette. Again, it's what I've got on my eyes today. I really love this, and what I love is that the matte shades, like I was saying, they blend out so beautifully, and it's so like gradient, like they blend out so well without blending into each other, and I just love that. The shimmer shades, the only one in here that I think is just got very like different textures. This one right here, it's a little bit more on like the gritty side, whereas these three are very buttery. This is a shade that I do have on my lid. It's like a gorgeous like peach with like some gold in there. I mean, again, I love this palette. And like I said, it's affordable. At least this was on sale when I got this. I don't know if it's still on sale, but if you're just dipping into Viseart eyeshadows, I think that these palettes like this are a great option. So yeah, definitely recommend. 10 out of 10, would totally repurchase this. I love it. All right, now moving on to the only hair product we have. It's the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Strengthening Treatment Oil. You guys know I was like, when I got this, I was really on the fence because I really didn't like their coconut and banana shampoo and conditioner. And maybe I just haven't used this long enough. And again, like I said, I don't wash my hair every single day. But the reason I kind of got this is because when I get out of the shower and my hair is wet, I use my Redken treatment that I put in my hair because I've been using that for a year and it does make a difference for me. And then usually on like day 2 and 3, I like to put some kind of oil in my hair because my ends and stuff will get really dry. So that's kind of what I got this for. I don't like this as much as my Moroccan oil because I feel like my Moroccan oil does give like a silkier feel to my hair. So I decided to actually try this on wet hair. So I still go in with my Redken treatment, but I come in with this, and you guys, you just need the smallest amount. I just take it and like I'll go like this and dab some out and then just rub it between my hands and then like go like this and rub it between my hair. I think this works 10 times better when my hair is damp. And I feel like when I'm brushing out my hair, not only does it give a softer appearance, but as my hair air dries or if I dry my hair, I do feel like my hair does feel a lot softer. So I do prefer to use this when my hair is damp. I don't like using it on second and third and fourth day hair because I don't feel like it's smooth and hydrating as my Moroccan oil does. So not my favorite product if you use it on dry hair, but if you use it on wet hair, I do really like how it feels. So again, that one I'm just like, I feel like I do still need to try out for a while. All right, so lastly is the skincare products, and the 2 skincare products that I haven't tried that I want to mention really quick is the Farmacy Daily Greens Oil Free Moisturizer, and then the Belif the True Cream Aqua Bomb. It's only 2 that I haven't tried out yet, and maybe you guys will probably see those in like a skincare video. But the 2 that I have tried out, this is the first one. It's the Youth of the People Superfood Air Whip Moisture Cream with kale, spinach, and hyaluronic acid. And guys, look how much of this I've used. I have on, it's hard to see. There we go. I love this stuff. I have actually been using this both in the morning and the evening. It works well underneath makeup. It works well at night. Oh my gosh, I just love how this feels on my skin. It doesn't cause my skin to feel oily or anything. It's just, I mean, it's probably one of my favorite moisturizers I've ever tried. So I definitely feel like if you haven't tried out any of the Youth to the People stuff, their moisturizer is really, really good. I actually want to try out their cleanser, which you guys probably seen in my Sephora like $1,000 fantasy basket tag. But I love this. 10 out of 10. All right, and then this is the Flora and Bast Age Adapting Facial Serum. I keep it in the box because it has the instructions on it and stuff, just in case. But as you guys are going to see, I've already used quite a bit of this oil. You guys can tell right there at the top. I do feel like for this, I do use a little bit more than what I would typically use in another oil. But I actually like this. I'll be honest though, I don't know what's clearing up my skin. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if it's where, you know what I'm saying, like I'm eating better. I'm not sure what it is, but I like this because I feel like, one, I use this underneath my Youth the People moisturizer. But I do feel like this does a really good job. Like I said, it's like a basic oil. It's just keeping my skin hydrated. I like this for, I think this was like $77 though. I don't really necessarily know if that is worth it. But I do like it, and I like to focus, like I said, I'll put several drops on my skin, but I do like to focus it right here where I've got scarring to see if it's been helping with that. But again, I don't feel like, because I don't use this every single night. I'd say I probably use this 2 or 3 times a week. So I can't really say if I've seen such a huge difference in that, because I feel like that's a product that definitely takes a little bit longer to see how it's, you know, going to work on your skin. But so far, so good. I do really like it, but you know, I haven't noticed miracles with this yet, so I don't know if it's worth the $77. But again, I do feel like this will be in an empties pretty soon. You guys can see, I mean, I like this size. It's only 1 fluid ounce. So I feel like I'm not going to waste this like I have a lot of the other oils that come in like, you know, huge sizes. But yeah, guys, that is it. If you guys enjoy these videos and you think they're a little more helpful when I update you guys, just let me know and I'll keep doing those every time I do a haul. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching.